What's up, everybody? It's Fire Farmer 420 here, and I'm here today to do a 1-year product review of this baby. This is the Harvest Mower trim bin. I've had this thing for about 16 months or so, maybe a little bit more. And I got there's two colors, I guess. There's a silver, which you can kind of see on the edge of the screen here, and of course black. What this thing is I can only describe it as two kitty litter boxes, one with like a finished bottom, one with the screen. And it has armrests for you to hold it. And in my hand, you can see it has a brush to brush it all up. I already cleaned my bottom tray out, so there's nothing in here right now. All I use to clean it is 99% isopropyl alcohol. Just pour a little bit in, just swish it around a little bit and pour it out, and it gets most of the stuff that that gets like ground in or whatever, and then it's just a little bit of dust stuff left over, and just wipe it up with your finger and it's good. But this isn't just a review today. I am also going to be upgrading this screen. This screen is a 150 micron screen that comes pre-installed, and I ordered myself a 220 micron for about $30. This was $30. This I paid, I think, about 55, 60 bucks. Right now, let's see if I can pull it up. Alright, right now, the Harvest Mower trim bin is, the black model that I have is about $55, and the gray model is $1 less. They all come with the 150 micron screen. I upgraded. I'm just getting a new screen because I've had this thing forever, and it works wonderfully. Let's see if I can get this back up. Display capture, Control N. And there we go. So let's get started. I still have like a little bit of stuff in there, but it's not too bad. Get it all over myself, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna start by taking out the, let's see, 8 screws that it has along the bottom. It's a flathead, a really narrow gap. And the new screen replacements come with, Jesus is in here. I might need a new flat. The new screens come with, come on now. Hardware, the screws. It's just not on a catch right now. Like, I got a flathead, but it's just I don't know if these are too tight or what. What else to say about this thing? I've had it for 16 months or so. I don't know the exact. I could look up on eBay when I bought it and whatnot, but it's been around 16 months. So I've gone through at least 5 harvests, 6 harvests or so. And this thing's seen a few pounds of my own, and if, like, when I go and trim for other people as well, it's seen quite a bit. And I gotta tell you, the dry sift you get out of this is just delicious. At the 150 micron, I just love this thing. There's no waste of it like there is with, like, I used to trim over a mirror, like a mirror on a folding table, and that was like, there was so much that would, ooh, not over that. So much that would just get lost. Speaking of lost, the sides are just covered, and if I lift the table, all right here is covered. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's just covered with bits of trim and whatnot. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Let's try to get a little bit more of that out. Probably could get a couple hits out of this. But I'm not even gonna worry. I'm about to try out the new screen after this. So I still have this whole crate next to me full of Nebula 2 that I need to trim. And I've been waiting because I got a new screen. Just checking it. Making sure it's all hunky-dory. Like, it's a little, I don't know if you guys can see, it's a little wavy in it, but I don't think that should really matter too much. I think once I start tightening this down, it should flatten out. Alright. Huh. So, the original hardware is like hex flatheads, and these, the new hardware, are rounded Phillips head. So I need a new tool head. And today's tool set, or bit set I should say. Alright. Now it's time to screw these in. I'm gonna do same for putting any screws in. Do the corners. Not all the way. And you just want to get this nice, tight and even, so so there's no gaps. Because if there's gaps, like all this stuff that I knocked out when I took off the old screen, that's going to get in the bottom of your tray and contaminate your dry sift. Oops. Missed a corner. I get quite a bit of dry sift. Just doing an ounce, trimming an ounce or so, gives me maybe a bowl or two of dry sift at the bottom of the screen. And that's with a 100, oop, there's my bit. That's with a 150 micron screen. I'm really excited to see how much more I get. What is it, 220? Yeah, 220. That's weird. Oh, that's cool. I can flip it inside out, and now it has the 150. So I can put the old one in the bag and have it labeled correctly. 2 more screws. So yeah, it only takes 10 minutes to replace the screen. There's a little dent in it, but should not really make too much of a difference. Tighten up everything else. I'm kind of wondering how well these new screws are going to sit at the bottom, because the old screws didn't touch the bottom of the tray at all. I'm doubting these will either, but make sure everything's up there. Plastic bits off the bottom. Brand new screen. Flattened out a little bit. Alright, now before we get all excited and start throwing just buds and buds in there, gotta clean up. Make sure the screen, I want to keep the old hardware as well, just because it's, all these screws have been threaded for this screen now. So if I can get the right screws in the right holes, we'll be good. Now we got the 150 showing. Make sure that's in there. If I ever need to come back to this because something happened to that, I will have this an arm's reach away. But now, I just love this thing. Let's throw a jar of Nebula 2. I might say Cherry Pie, but it's Nebula 2. Smells pretty good. Alright, so there's just a jar of Nebula 2. So I'd just be sitting here trimming, trim. Maybe shake it around a little bit every once in a while. A little bit. Let's get another jar in here. Make it exciting. Usually, right after I pull it off the big drying rack, Grow One drying rack, I love that thing as well. Right after I pull it off the drying rack, I just pull the branches out, snip it right into here, or just throw them all in here, sit down and just snip away all the big branches until I'm left with maybe like 2 more jars in here, twice this. And then I'll be like sitting here, trim, watch some Netflix, watch some YouTube, Netflix and trim. Anybody who grows knows what that is. And not too bad. I want to do a little bit more. Let's see what we can get. I don't normally do this too much. It's mostly just like I have this little area, I trim over it, pull the next bud, throw it out, get any leaves or stuff off, make sure. And then like, I'll get my scissors, trim away all the little sugar leaf, whatnot, I don't know. La-di-da-di-da. And then I'll have my jar, throw it in, and I'm done. But set this off to the side. Alright. Let's see if I can show you. All that just off a couple seconds. And now I'm gonna see if I can sit down and dust it up. This little brush is included. You can see it's just covered in little like layers and layers of hash. Trimming. And I just like to go slow, collect it all together, because if you go too fast, you'll create like a little wind backdraft, and then you'll be throwing the dry sift everywhere. That's not very good, because you want it in like a nice little pile. For the most part, I usually just gather it up in the center, and I get post-it note, fold it up, sweep it up into the post-it note, and then drop it into a bowl, a storage container of some sort. I have a little tray, or a little like Tupperware box kind of thing, just for dry sift from this thing. And I gotta say, even with the 150, that thing fills up. It's just beautiful. This is almost as time consuming as trimming sometimes, because you gotta work it into the center, and it's so light that, yeah, see, I just shot it everywhere. And then if I flick the brush, a whole cloud of it just comes out. But I want to get a pile for you guys just to see. Oh, I think it's like static. as you can see, just from that little bit, that's just from shaking it. Now fill a bowl, no problem. Oh. If you look at the end of the brush, it's just covered as well. Like, it's... the end of the brush is stiff now. It's all gunked up. So, clean the brush. This happens for some strains, not all. Like, I was trimming my Blue Dream, and that just went straight through. It didn't... I just cleaned this. It didn't stick to the brush at all. But that's my 1 year trim bin, or Harvest More trim bin review. I just gotta say, if you grow and you're doing it yourself, you're trimming all by yourself, maybe have a few friends, get one of these. It's like 55 bucks, as you saw on eBay. 55, 60 bucks. It is a trimmer's dream. I love this thing. If I ever have more people to help me trim, I'm buying them this. Like, if you're working with me to trim, you're using this thing. Just because it's so efficient. I sit anywhere, I take this thing anywhere. If I need to get up and go, I just pull it off to the side. If I'm really leaving, then I gather everything up, throw it in a big mason jar, and I'm good. I just can't recommend this thing enough. It is amazing. I'm Fire Farmer 420. It's been a good review here. I hope you guys have learned something about this thing. I love it. I hope you guys do too. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and as always, YouTube, please subscribe.